Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Monday. Yesterday we had highs in the low to mid 60s. You'll notice the cooler weather in the extreme northeastern portion of our viewing area and got a little bit warmer out to the west and south. We're going to follow that same weather pattern for today with upper 50s and low 60s to the northeast. Let me get my pointer back. And then more in the mid to upper 60s out to the west and south. Now, this is going to depend on how much cloud cover we have. There is going to be partly to mostly cloudy skies for much of the day, but also some peaks of sun. So wouldn't be a bad idea to have the sunglasses today just in case. You'll notice on Supercast shows that we might even get a little bit of drizzle or sprinkle activity, but nothing that's going to amount to a whole lot. I generally expect if there is going to be any rain today, less than 5/100ths of an inch. Otherwise, for tonight, we'll continue with partly to mostly cloudy skies and then clearing cloud cover throughout the morning hours tomorrow, leaving sunny skies in the afternoon. And then once we get into Wednesday, we'll have the reverse, sunny skies in the morning, increasing clouds in the afternoon. So we'll be adjusting that part of the forecast each day, depending on how quickly clouds linger in the area. But for the most part, staying dry through Wednesday. Then we get into a more unsettled weather pattern Thursday. I do need to put in that rain chance in for Thursday night. Not sure why it's not showing up. Thursday night, Friday evening, and most of the weekend staying dry. But we're going to continue to keep an eye on that end of the week rain chance and adjust accordingly. There might even be a few isolated thunderstorms too, but for the most part, looking at rainfall-wise, looking at some decent amounts for both the European and the GFS. It does show that we could get some much-needed rainfall. For many spots, this will be the first opportunity of meaningful rainfall for the month, so we could definitely use it. Hopefully, it continues to be that way for the forecast as we get closer towards the end of the week, but it does look like that we continue with what are the normal conditions in both the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook. Look at the 3 to 4 week outlook. Probability of below average temperatures return to the area. We're going to start to get into a weather pattern change next week on Thanksgiving week. Not necessarily because of snow, at least not through Wednesday across Kansas. Looking at the European model and the GFS. Notice that there might be a little bit of snow up in Nebraska because we are monitoring some cooler weather moving in at some point during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, Thursday, Friday through the weekend. There will be some cooler air. Will there be precipitation with it, ushering in some winter precipitation? That remains to be seen, but definitely want to make sure that we're paying close attention to next week's forecast as it shows up in the 8-day. But until then, I think for now, the next 8 days, for most areas, we stay above the freezing mark. Mid to upper 30s at times for lows, and even at times stuck in the 40s. But for now, I don't expect widespread low 30s at all. There may be a few isolated areas in the low 30s at times, but widespread low 30s, I don't see that being the case for the next 7 nights. All eyes will be on Thanksgiving weekend when it shows up in the 8-day forecast that on days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be interesting. It's an interesting weather pattern. It was interesting when I left on Friday as the computer models were coming in. It still looks interesting, but it still looks like there's this big uncertainty on timing of when the cooler air works its way into the area. So I cannot stress this enough. I don't know yet, but I do know there will be colder air moving in. I don't know yet if there will be snow, if there is precipitation at all. But if there is precipitation, there is that possibility. So I'll continue to keep you updated. But as of right now, just know that it is possible. Not a guarantee, but it's possible that we could have highs stuck in the 40s, maybe 30s. It's possible we get snow on Thanksgiving weekend. Not necessarily beforehand, but during the weekend. I think beforehand we're still okay. I think all of our computer models are indicating we're okay through Wednesday. It's the uncertainty beginning Thanksgiving Day and for the rest of the weekend. So stay tuned.